Welcome, Aquarius. I'm going to do a reading for you right now. I have already shuffled these cards thoroughly for you. I'm going to give them a few extra swishes. We'll say 2 hard and 3 soft. So there's 1, 2, I'm going to do 3 soft, in 2 more, and 1 more. And I'm asking for the current situation, please, for Aquarius. Okay, so a split is coming out right away. Yeah, so all during those splits, I was seeing a Queen of Swords, which I feel is you. And I've got you pointing at a final ending. So the feeling I'm getting from this is that you're making something very clear. Something is over. Or you're pointing out that you want something. Something has to come to an end. Something has to... Either that or you're explaining to somebody that something is completely over with. I'm just going to clarify this split. So we've got Libra and Gemini energy here. Why is the Queen of Swords pointing to the Ten of Swords, please? Why is the Queen of Swords pointing to the Ten of Swords? Because you've made some kind of, there's some kind of very, very solid, firm decision that you've made. More Gemini energy, by the way, and there's some Aries energy there. You've made some decision, and I need to figure out what the Eight of Swords is, because I feel like what you could be pointing out here is that you're done with being in a state of mental confusion about something. You're done with not being able to see something the right way. You're done with somebody playing mind games. Because what's going on here is there's a very confident woman or man right here. I feel like this is the Aquarius energy. The Aquarius is being eminently clear about something here. There's confidence, total 100% confidence on Aquarius' side here. And you're pointing out that something's got to come to a complete freaking ending. You're not going to believe what just happened. You're not going to believe what just happened. What just happened was the Queen of Swords card just slid forward. The Queen of Swords, who was pointing out an ending. And underneath her is the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Same card, and that's that confident decision that you're making. So I feel strongly that what's going on... Now, look, this reading, obviously, I'm only picking up on a certain storyline here. So if it's not your reading, just please come back the next time or bear with me, because you could show up here. But there is a very, very clear energy here that there's a situation that somebody either had you in or is trying to keep you in. And this situation that you were in, because you're definitely not in this right now, is this. So this woman, the reason why she's stuck and tied up there, notice how it's the Eight of Swords, which is Jupiter and Gemini. But here it's an expansion of mental stuff. It's screwing around with thought. It's this person, the reason why they're stuck, they can't move, is because A, they can't see what's going on, and B, their head, it's all in their head. Somebody in the past, because it's not this situation anymore, was literally playing mind games. And what they were trying to do is control you through thought. So this is usually what narcissistic people do, okay? So on the outside, they're not physically doing anything. what they're doing is they're playing head games. And they're usually, it's all through intellect. So it's usually, could be trying to make you feel, like trying to make you feel like you're not good enough, or you're not good looking enough, or smart enough, or you can't do this, or whatever. But they do it in a very tricky way. So it could be something like, oh, be careful if you're going out tonight, Aquarius, because there's danger out there, or there have been people, getting attacked and that type of thing. I mean, obviously there are real dangers out there, but they're not saying anything after the phrase "be careful." Be careful. Have a great time. Be careful. It's just an example. That's because that suggests that you're in danger. All right, so let's continue. This is very interesting. So I'm going to go back to the regular deck. So I'm going to be very careful about what I'm asking here. I'm just going to say, show me more, okay? Show me more, please. Show me more about what's going on. Okay, so there's 3 things. This is definitely your reading. There's you, the star. 3 things coming out here. Oh boy, is this ever your reading. So I've got you. I'll show you what I have in the middle now. There's you again. And guess what you're pointing out? Right here. Here's the friggin' culprit, whoever it is. Here's the MF. Excuse my acronym. I've got the 5 of Swords. So the person in this card, it's very likely masculine energy, okay? It doesn't have to be. This person, they care a heck of a lot about how they appear to other people. They like to win. They want to come out as the winner, okay? And the problem with this person is they often end up not being very happy themselves, because what they're doing is they're looking at somebody who's sobbing, all right? And somebody else has just walked away because they've given up hope. But the reason why, and they've also stolen, they've won a battle, but they've done it in a very unethical way, okay? But I want you to just have a look at the look on this person's face. See if I can get it a little bit more clear. That person is looking at you. For some reason, they think that they've won. I am gonna ask the question now. What is that person, the trickster in the 5 of Swords? What is that person thinking and feeling, please? And the cards are fighting with me. What is that person thinking and feeling? Oh, they've said something that caused. What they're thinking and feeling of it is they're thinking about something that they've said, but it's backfired in some major freaking way. So there's something that they did or said that caused a tower. There could be some kind of message that they. So for many of you, there may be a text message that this person sent to you, that it has something to do with a message, okay? But the message either backfired or caused a major tower. Now, I'm going to get some clarification on this, because that message, I feel like that message may have been from you. Only because it's the Page of Pentacles. Like something, there's a message here that somebody, that it's associated with a total, utter backfire. Somebody is in a tower. Now, in the tower, there are 2 people. There's a woman who is free falling, So she recognizes that the castle is coming down, the foundation is being ripped out, but the man in this is not free falling. He's going to break every bone in his body. All right. So I'm going to ask for clarification on this, just two more. And I see what the message and the tower is in one more. Clarify the message and the tower. Show us more information about the message and the... Oh, wow. Oh, no. This is such an amazing reading. There's that sword of truth. I believe the message was from you. So you may have told someone, I'm done. That's it. That fine, let's break up. You know, maybe you were the person that never wanted to break up, and finally you just said, that's it, buddy, or budda. This is you. This is definitely you. This is and here comes Tink. So that's confirmation. She's so cute. So there's the sword of truth here, but this is also about. It's about truth, but it's also about change and action, okay? And truth. And over here, I feel like this is you as well. We've got you in the Strength card. Now, the Strength card is a major arcana card, and it's kind of like the opposite of that guy in the Five of Swords. The woman in the Strength card can tame lions, ferocious creatures, but she doesn't fight fire with fire. She takes a position of total defenselessness. And what it does is, she's the only person that this lion is not going to tear apart. In fact, it trusts her. So you've done something with confidence and you know. So what I'm saying here is what I feel is that the tower is something that did backfire. This person's method of keeping you in this mental trap, trying to make you feel, you know, like you weren't good enough, or trying to mainly to keep you stuck. All right, so what we have here is somebody who, it may have appeared to everybody else that they weren't doing anything bad to you, but in fact they were playing with your head, and so you probably afforded them, you know, the benefit of the doubt, and there was probably some kind of a strong connection here as well, because I'm seeing with the Strength card, I mean, there is a lot of love here, okay? That person now could be the lion, all right? So I feel like you're in a position of control, and believe it or not, whoever this trickster was or is in the Five of Swords, they have no power right now. They're like this ferocious animal that's just dumb in love with you. They've given up, right? But you may be done with them though, and I think you are. And the reason why is, unfortunately for this person, and if you're cross-watching, when Aquarius is done, they're done. So that's why you shouldn't do this Eight of Swords thing. There are famous quotes. I am an Aries, by the way. I'm a March 31st Aries, but I've been studying Aquarius for many years. And the one thing you don't want to do is to assume that they're always going to cut you some slack, or that they need to be with you. They may want to be with you. They may really love you, but don't assume that they're going to suffer like you will if you walk out the door, or if you tell them to walk out the door, because they will walk out the door. And unless you're dealing with a third decan Aquarius, there's almost no chance of getting them back. If you're dealing with a third decan Aquarius, so these are Aquariuses that were born in the last 9 or 10 days of Aquarius season, you might get them back, but you will have to send flowers. You will have to get down on your hands and knees. You're going to have to really, really work at it, and it still may not work. So that's just a message for the cross-watcher. Okay, this is quite a reading. Let's just see now, perhaps we should ask Spirit for some advice. Or perhaps we could just say, show me more. What else does Aquarius need to know here? What does Aquarius need to It's amazing. Well, there has been a giant, this person has had a massive realization. And you know what they realized? That they are in a state of total, utter loss. They have lost big time. But if it makes any difference here, notice how that person is constantly in the fives in this reading. They were in the Five of Swords, now they're in the Five of Pence. They're you know how they're feeling? They're feeling cold. They're feeling this cold, empty, true. I find it hard to even look at that card sometimes because I know what that feels like. It's a horrible feeling. That's how they're feeling. But they did this to themselves. If it makes you feel any better, though, and I think what Spirit wants you to know is that it may not matter to you, but it matters to Spirit, and this is what Spirit would be very pleased with. The upshot of this is a massive realization. So on their part, there has been a total frigging epiphany. Okay, I get it. What are they getting? Their epiphany is, I lost, I'm empty. I've lost it all, right? But over here, I feel like you're in the Sun card. And what is one of the major powerful energies of this card is the word and the feeling of freedom. The reason why there is a child on a horse, the nudity is supposed to symbolize the feeling of freedom. When you're a kid and you get out of the bath and you like to run around naked and you're like, ah! We can't get away with that now because the police will be called. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And the sun, is considered, the symbolism here is this, the sun we would consider to be the most powerful force of all. Well, I believe it is. The sun is what gives the earth its resonant heartbeat. The photons that come from the sun, the packets of light, the energy. But in this card, Spirit is telling you, this feeling of freedom that Aquarius covet so much and appreciate, it's so powerful in this card that the sunflowers that would normally turn toward the sun have turned toward the boy, which is you in this reading. Aquarius, I am going to get a message, a soulmate card message. I know that this may not be your soulmate, but let's just see what we get, okay? Let's see what pops out. Tape is going to cut in a second. Okay, so Aquarius, 2 popped out. 1 is turned over, and the other is turned up. So I am going to, well, look at this. Your love is like a burst of sunshine on a cloudy day. Your smile is imprinted in my heart. Your beauty reflected by the stars. Aquarius, you are the star. Your essence is the air I breathe. The second message, I believe, is the lesson that you are teaching the world by being brave and by being the woman in the Strength card, which is taking a position of defenselessness and in doing so taming the lion, responding with unconditional love instead of fighting fire with fire or just simply walking away. Let us be the love we seek. Let us be the change we wish to see. Let us give freely to one another without condition, for it is in giving that we receive. And I believe that what Spirit is trying to tell you is that in doing this, in being able to walk away, in free falling from that tower and not stooping to the Five of Swords energy, you may have been the person sobbing, or you may be the person walking away, but you are teaching a lesson, and you have this essence of freedom. And remember that you are in the position of the Queen of Swords, who simply stands strong with her Ace of Swords, sword of truth. And truth, I believe, is equivalent to unconditional love. Love, when it comes right down to it, is simply truth. Aquarius, amazing reading as usual. Thank you for watching, and it's really good to be back.